Okay, well, we're up for our second video. The second video is white belt pattern Hubbad, okay? And what this is a practical application off of what we just learned inside of fundamental set. Fundamental set is something that I originally wanted to call essence, kata essence, because it really is the essence of this system, okay? And essence being described as is based off of nothing more than fundamentals, okay? So we know it as fundamental set, kata essence. I'm going to have John right here. He was fortunate enough to be able to come on over here, so I'm very appreciative to him and grateful for him to be able to be here under these times. So we're just going to start on off, and we're going to work off a simple Hubbad pattern. Now, in our Hubbad, we have full range of motion to move anywhere we want to, but since this is a white belt level, we're going to go left foot forward, and start our pattern always like that. So there's no confusion, no complicating simplicity at all, okay? As we move forward, we can have freedom to move anywhere we want to. But right now, let's just stay put and learn this first, okay? Let's learn how to crawl before we can stand up or run, okay? So a punch is going to come down the center, and what I'm going to do is if my guard is up, I'm going to do wall 2 right now. So you can see I'm going to go inward and outward. I'm going to check this down, and I'm going to punch. And when I punch, he's going to respond with the same thing. Inward, outward, check, punch. Okay, now I want to show you something. If he checks this arm down and really keeps it pressed and he comes in with that punch, it's kind of hard. It's not that I can't block this and still shift it to the side if all else fails, okay, which is perfectly fine for me, but my arm is still trapped. Now here's the cool thing about this is the harder he traps, it doesn't really matter. When that punch comes in, if I just simply torque my body out of the way, you notice that arm frees itself, and my body is what blocked this. So I can really get a cut in on this just from this torque, okay? So when you see things coming in, don't freak out and go, oh no, I gotta kind of go like this, because you're just utilizing your arms and you're not getting out of line of fire. The beautiful about this, and what my torque do, if he comes straight down that center and I torque, notice his punch continues, even though I'm right there and his outside of his strike is still touching my chest, I'm out of the line of fire. I'm not standing here trying to block this while I'm getting buried with this punch. I just simply turned out of the way, and his freedom of motion is coming in still, okay? Which also closes the distance between my arm and his arm, which increases my speed. Also, it turns it in if I wanted to strike, but again, it helps me with this. So here's your first Hubbad against a straight strike, okay? And this is wall 2. If John comes in with an overhead strike now, I go inward, upward. Notice I'm still getting out of the line of fire, so if his strike comes through, it's basically I'm getting out of the line of fire, I'm letting it pass. But as it does, I'm just making sure, the inward makes sure that it's out of my line of fire, and he's meeting right in with this strike. So this is kind of a break. It's an attack on the tricep, just like this was, this was. This one's doing the same thing, tack on the triceps. As I'm coming in, checking this arm down, and my chop comes in, he comes in the same thing. If he goes into his uppercut, I go down, wall 4. And down, wall 4, right. And you can catch with your hand, or you can just use your forearm. Kind of use your forearm sometimes, just right. So you can kind of see. So this way, when you use your hand a lot of times, sometimes what happens is you're working on this and you're kind of like restricting your motion because your hand can kind of get there a little fast. Whereas if you use your forearm, you have to really move your body out of the way, okay? So it's best that you learn both ways, because sometimes you need the zone and you need just to pick up and move. That's good. But other times you want to use that arm. It's got a bite on it, and then it helps you to zone. It helps you to kind of close that rhythm. Now that's the beautiful thing about it. If I go check, check, I stay at this distance from him. And you see, he's got all of his angles right here. Everything's available. Whereas if I use my forearms, I naturally get closer to him. I bite in on him a lot more. But I also, boom, I kind of turn him out of the way. All right, so anyways, we have wall 2, we talked about. Go right overhead. Wall 3, I know I'm out of sequence, okay? And we have, I'll go right into wall 4. And wall 4, okay? And elbow. And here's wall 1. Here's your outward, okay? This is why we wanted to change it, because of things originally with kata fundamental set, we started off with inward block, but in that case, it doesn't stop elbow coming in, ridge hand coming in. Doesn't stop it. Hook punch coming in, back fist coming in. It doesn't stop it. So on all those cases, hook punch stops it, that outward. Okay, elbow again, do that elbow again. Stops it, okay? Ridge hand, stops it. Back fist, stops it. So that motion stops our motion, and all we do is any one of those ones off the other side. So once that's in, there's our rotation for our motion. Okay, and that's Hubbad. So let me just run down Hubbad. 4 different moves. Inward or outward, outward, check, strike. Inward, outward, check, strike. Inward, upward, check, strike. Double downward, check, strike. Okay, kind of like a tongue twister for me, all right? Anyways. So we have straight down the center, we go right into wall 2, okay? Overhead, wall 3, okay? Wall 4, wall 4. Notice I used my hand on that one, okay? Elbow, wall 1. And that's basically it, okay? That's it. Next set, coming right up.